After 5 years of serious weightlifting, I finally achieved 15-inch arms on my 5'7" frame, and in this video I want to show you how I did it so you can do it too. Hey all, it's your boy John Atala, and welcome to the Gun Show. I should probably scrap that out, honestly, that was pretty bad. Now, I never really had a starting measurement on my arms for this video, unfortunately, but when I was a teenager, you can see my starting point for building arms was very low from this photo of me at the pool, and me in my nice jean shorts. Since then, I've built substantial arms from these photos 10 years ago. Even when I first started training slightly more intently, around 21, 22 years old, I probably bumped up to 13-inch arms, if that, during this time frame. So it took me over 6 years to grow the other 2 inches, which is pretty ridiculous. And the question is, why is that? Over my past couple years of training, arms have not been a priority in my training, just to put it bluntly. I focused on compounds with some arm isolation movement, but I would say I was getting at most like 6 sets of biceps and triceps isolation work per week. If that, it was honestly probably closer to 3. So most of my volume for these was coming from my compound lifts to my arms. Now, compounds will grow your arms and other body parts, but I believe there is a plateau you will hit without major direct arm training. Unfortunately, I don't have a clip of my measurements after my power building training, but I was close to 14.8 inches, and I definitely skipped a lot of the arm workouts during this period. I was not consistent with that because I wanted to go home, quite frankly. It was there, but it was not as intent as my training on the big 3. It wasn't until the past month and a half that I seriously started to train arms that I blew up to 15 inches. I was pretty close, but adding 0.2 in a month is pretty awesome. So how can you do this within a smaller time frame? So the first step, eat up. Duh, you're not gonna grow if you're not eating. Be on a caloric surplus, don't gorge, but make sure you're eating enough to fuel your body to grow so you're not stagnating all the time. Second, adjust your volume and training accordingly. As I said earlier, I probably wasn't even getting 6 sets of biceps and tricep work per week. So what changed? I actually started ensuring I get all my weekly volume. Wow, shocker, right? So now I am at 9 sets per week for biceps and 9 sets per week for triceps. Increase your volume where you're at. I'm going to stick with this 9 sets till I kind of expire and they stop growing. The goal is 16-inch arms, and if I can milk that with only 9 weekly sets, that'd be amazing, but most likely I have to bump up volume at some point. So we'll see where I go from this point. What size arms do you want? Make sure to comment down below. Third, if arm training is a priority, I'm putting it first in my workout now, so I moved all my arm training to the beginning of the workout, and you should do too if this is your major goal. My leg training is second now, and back is on maintenance mode right now, and my chest, since I'm still healing from my pec, although it's feeling a lot better. So right now it makes sense just to train my arms first and get them larger. Fourth, and probably one of the most important steps, is you need to progressive overload these exercises. I know you've never heard that before. You cannot keep curling 30-pound dumbbells and never focus on progressive overload. Every curl, every tricep extension, you need to track. You need to focus on getting 1 more rep each time or adding on a little bit of weight. Make note if you're able to get a better mind-muscle connection one day, the next workout. See if you can keep going slower with the same weight. That's improvement as well. A different workout, focus on adding more weight after a couple workouts. Either way, just focus on a progressive overload scheme that will allow you to progress. It needs to be key. You need to train your isolations as serious as your compounds if you want real results. This includes tracking. They should not be exercises you go easy on and never try to improve on. That was my mistake for a long time. It's just lazy and bad training. So let's go over the exercises that grew my arms. I do a lot of variations, but I'm just going to give you my favorites so this video isn't super long. So for the tricep, I try to focus on 3 types of main movements. One is an overhead extension, an extension of the front, and then I also try a pushing movement for my tricep. So right now for overhead extensions, my favorites have been skull crushers, since they're very easy to progressively overload and they feel good on my elbows. And then we also have the overhead single cable tricep extension. Play around with your arm and wrist position to see where you feel a strong contraction and focus on progressively overloading that movement. Then we also have an extension of the front. So for this, typically I vary between a cable tricep extension if I want to go lighter, then I use the bar if I want to go heavier. Lastly is a push movement for the triceps. So generally for me, this is close grip bench press or dips are my main movements to progressively overload with. With these exercises, you hit the tricep in 3 different ways every week, which can definitely help you explode. For the bicep, I also focused on 3 types of movements. First, one standing with my biceps in line with my body, one where my bicep is behind my body, the one where my bicep is in front. So let's start with the bicep in line for the body. Dumbbell curls or barbell curls are the easiest choice to progressively overload with. Behind the body, we have seated inclined dumbbell curls and Bayesian cable curls. Then for in front of the body, we have dumbbell preacher curls and barbell preacher curls. In any of these variations, you can use a neutral grip to hit the bicep brachialis, which I do rotate with. It's honestly just when I feel like it though. I don't program it that much. At another time in my training, I'm sure this will be another variation staple that I take seriously. Just not right now. You will also notice I didn't include a chin up for growing my biceps. I definitely think they attribute to it, but with my current pec strain, hanging with my arms overhead does not feel good, so it has not been in my recent routines, which is why I didn't include it in this video. My program for these is very simplistic. Keep track of all your lifts, do 3 sets of each type of variation every single week. So that's 9 sets total, and when you need more volume, add another variation or just add another set to each exercise. My rep ranges right now are typically 8 to 15 reps if I'm using both arms like a barbell curl, or it's about 12 to 20 if it is a single arm exercise. Just recommendations from what I have been doing, but generally if this was where all of your training has been, it might be good to switch it up so you can explore other rep ranges and get some new stimulus. And honestly guys, that's it. If you follow all these steps, I guarantee your arms will grow. It might take time, but they will grow. My goal now is 16-inch arms, and I'm trying a technique I thought of over the next couple months, and I will be testing it. If it turns out well, I will release a video on it. Until then, if you're trying to build muscle, watch this video right here on why powerlifting won't get you jacked despite what you think. I look forward to talking to everyone in the comments. Peace.